I came into this world fighting, and I'm going to leave the sheriff's office fighting for what's right.
Right now on Apple Valley News Now live at 6, it is the sheriff versus the county of Franklin. Our Caleb Stipkovitz with why Sheriff Jim Raymond isn't backing down on a property dispute. Plus,
the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens flattened 150 square miles of lush evergreen forests.
46 years later, we hear from a journalist who was on the ground when Mount St. Helens erupted, killing 57 people and leaving the city of Yakima under 4 feet of ash. Also ahead, the worker who died at a Tyson food plant in Walla Walla County has been identified. And Stacy is tracking your new work week first alert weather.
That's right, from the Kittitas Valley to the Columbia Basin and beyond. Partly cloudy to partly sunny depending on where you are. And wow, the weather this week, I'll tell you all about it. The news at 6 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
And a very good Monday evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Austin Reed. Wendy Redman is anchoring Good Morning Northwest. First at 6 and new tonight, Alberto Serrata has been identified as the 27-year-old worker killed in an industrial workplace death at the Tyson Foods meat processing plant in Wallula. The accident happened on Friday, and the Walla Walla County Coroner's Office says Serrata was a Kennewick resident. An autopsy is underway, but the coroner tells us he died of crushing injuries. Tyson Foods says it is cooperating with authorities, and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration has been notified. Other news tonight. In a Monday morning press conference, Franklin County Sheriff Jim Raymond says he will not follow a court order requiring him to turn several items back into the county by today, May 18th. New at 6, Apple Valley News Now's Caleb Stipkovitz tells you why the sheriff doesn't plan on following the order and what county officials are saying in response.
The rift between the Franklin County Board of Commissioners and the County Sheriff's Office deepens, with the deadline for Sheriff Jim Raymond to turn over property to the County Department of Corrections creeping up. That 5-day period that Sheriff Raymond was given before he has to turn in the items is coming to an end, but the sheriff says that he is not backing down.
I'm going to practice civil disobedience, and I'm going to ignore them. Or I think the judges, one of the things you got to understand is the judges can't give unlawful orders. And if you believe them to be unlawful and you abide by them, then you're just as bad as the other guy.
The order, which a Walla Walla Superior Court judge signed last week, requires the sheriff to give back guns, tasers, a fingerprint machine, and a police cruiser. Sheriff Raymond says that losing the items could be a problem for the department, saying that the car is being used by officers and the fingerprinting machine is used for employee background checks. But an attorney representing Franklin County says that the property belongs to the Department of Corrections, saying that the sheriff's refusal to turn them in is unbecoming of a law enforcement officer, a derogation of his duties, and indefensible. County Administrator Brian Danzel adds that by not listening to the court order, he believes that Sheriff Raymond is setting a bad example for the rest of Franklin County. Sheriff Raymond, who is getting ready to retire, says that he is fighting for his office, not just himself.
I've never been a pansy type of guy in police work. You know, you pretty much know what I'm thinking, and I'll let you know what I'm thinking. And look, I came into this world fighting, and I'm going to leave the sheriff's office fighting for what's right.
While it's unclear what exactly will happen if the sheriff doesn't return the items by the Monday deadline, the county's legal counsel says that it is prepared to take action. The county could request an emergency hearing, and if necessary, acquire the items by a way of seizure by another law enforcement agency, among other sanctions and penalties for non-compliance. From Pasco, Caleb Stipkovitz, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, Caleb, the county adds that it believes the sheriff's press conference wasted resources and spread misinformation to the community. Wildfire season now underway, and our region is facing a high wildfire risk with our dry conditions. Benton County firefighters responded to the 56,000 block of North Demas Road near Benton City just before 10:30 yesterday morning. It was for a fast-moving grass fire. The blaze was moving to the east, away from structures at that time. Fire crews remained on scene for nearly 7 hours as they mopped up and put out hot spots. However, take a look at this. Within an hour of closing out that fire, it reignited about a half-mile away and quickly grew. The fire was threatening several structures as several agencies responded back to the wildfire just off of Demas Road. The fire was also threatening a large vineyard with a winery nearby. At least 10 Benton County Sheriff's units also arrived on scene to help in case anyone needed to leave their homes. The fire reignited just before 6:30 last night, and crews wrapped up the scene a little more than 9 hours later. All right, time to talk First Alert weather. Stacy Lee live in our weather center with a look at what's ahead this week. Hey, Stace.
That's right. Hey, Austin. This looks like a portrait now. And a little while ago, we had dark clouds over the Yakima Valley starting to clear out, and this is a good sign. This is what we're going to be seeing going forward with some blue skies coming. So looking good out there. 70 degrees, a few clouds still lingering. Winds are not recording right now. Humidity 26%, and our sunset tonight at 8:27. Here we go. Here's our winds. A little bit breezy in Yakima. The winds have picked up slightly in Ellensburg, and that's going to be the case tomorrow. Winds are nice and light, so I mean, it's a beautiful afternoon the further east you go, especially towards the foothills of the Blues this afternoon. Temperatures looking good. We're down to 69 Walla Walla, 68 Pendleton, 74 Tri-City, 65 in Ellensburg, and then going forward, temperatures are starting to feel cool around 9, definitely cool by 11 o'clock. That cool trend is, though, shifting to the east as we get ready for a ridge of high pressure to develop over the area, and that's going to increase our temperatures a little bit at a time. You can see that tomorrow. Tomorrow is almost picture perfect, but then take a look at our wind gusts. Going to be very windy again in the Kittitas Valley. Breezy winds in the basin, which again increases fire danger. So be fire wise out there. Mild breezes and a nice night tonight. That warming trend and a really nice overall mild heading into Memorial Day week. Austin.
All right, Stacey, thank you. New at 6, we have a crime alert. A woman wanted on multiple warrants is back in the Walla Walla County Jail. Walla Walla police say officers arrested 34-year-old Sabrina Cottrill Saturday in the 500 block of Willow Street. Police say this is the 9th time in less than a year that Cottrill has been arrested or cited for offenses including theft, trespassing, harassment, order violations, and obstructing. Officials say many of the warrants were reissued after she failed to resolve earlier cases. The police department says it will continue to pursue repeat offenders and advocate for crime victims. A man was assaulted early Saturday morning at El Rancho Bar in the city of Yakima. The incident happened just after midnight on North 1st Street. Yakima Live says officers responded to the reports of an assault and are continuing to investigate. No other details have been released. We did reach out to Yakima police for more information, but have not heard back. A new emergency response facility is taking shape in Milton Freewater as local leaders work to improve ambulance response times across the region. New at 6, our William Albert spoke with officials about what this means for the community and the fire district moving forward.
The Milton Freewater Rural Fire Department and EMS District has had its hands full, responding to about 1,800 ambulance calls each year across 350 square miles, including many rural areas surrounding Milton Freewater. However, Fire Chief Rick Sager says a new station has been needed for years, and now construction is underway on a new facility closer to town, a project he says has been years in the making.
We've been actually looking to build for about 5 years, but of course, it's a money issue mainly. This station we're building here is about $2.4 million, and that's built with private money. So it took a little bit to raise that kind of capital and find a bank that would loan the money on it.
Sager says the new facility will include living quarters for staff, along with space for 2 ambulances and additional emergency response equipment.
Right now, we have planned to house 2 ambulances in it, and then we'll have a Class A pumper in it, fire truck, that'll have all of our jaws of life, our cribbing things for car wrecks and that stuff in there.
Sager says construction is still in the early stages, but the project is moving along quickly.
We have almost all of the concrete poured and the underground infrastructure in, and they have 2 small pieces of concrete left to pour. And once they're done with that, and the permitting process is approved, which doesn't seem to be a problem right now, the walls will start going up. So it'll start taking shape pretty fast.
Milton Freewater fire officials tell me that with the completion of this new facility, they hope to increase efficiency as well as expand upon the dynamic of the department. However, they tell me that a big focus for them is also increasing response times.
By being 6 to 8 minutes quicker, that makes a lot of difference on a cardiac arrest, choking, things like that.
The Milton Freewater Rural Fire Department says the new facility will help them better serve the community as the community continues to grow. In Milton Freewater, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
William, thank you. Officials tell us they hope to have the new facility completed and ready for use by October. Coming up next on Apple Valley News Now, live at 6, we are looking back at the Mount St. Helens eruption 46 years later. Plus, new at 6, Hanford hits a major cleanup milestone. 100,000 gallons of radioactive waste are now locked into solid glass. And here's a live picture from Kennewick. Our Stacey Lee is back with a look at your full First Alert weather forecast as the weather is kind of calming down, so stay with us.
This Nissan lineup goes where you take it. Trucks and SUVs built rough, tough, and ready. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR and select model trims.
Bath Planet brings life back to your bathroom with expert remodeling, custom designs, fast installation, and right now, save $1,000. Call for a free estimate today, 509-851-0669.
Criminy! Your plants, how'd you get them to grow like this?
I started banking with ICCU.
ICCU?
Yeah, I should have switched a long time ago. Credit union with service and technology like theirs is just better. I can do everything in the app and talk to an actual human being on video chat.
Hi.
And that made your plants grow like crazy?
You tell me.
Everything you need for your banking and everything you love about a credit union. ICCU. Life's greener here.
Jones Jr. presents Night of Champions June 12th at Legends Casino. La Diva is back. Watch Marisela Cornejo step onto the ring to settle the score with Natasha Nightmare Spence. Heavy hits and championship gold on the line in a showdown you have to see to believe. And don't miss local talent featuring hometown fighters Andres Reyes, Carlos Villanueva, and more. Get to Legends Casino Hotel on June 12th for a night of non-stop action. Tickets available at Legends Casino Gift Shop and Ticketmaster.com.
We're here for those who build America. Those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay off tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come. If that's who you are, you should pay what we pay.
Now get employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Max, go get the ball. Go get the ball, Max.
When you're ready for more space to play and more peace and quiet, Numerica has flexible home loans so you can get more for what you love. Find your more with Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
This Nissan lineup goes where you take it. Trucks and SUVs built rough, tough, and ready. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR and select model trims.
Wendy Redmond, only one state. Apple Valley News Now.
And we're always on your side.
Thanks for staying with us. More than 100,000 gallons of radioactive waste at the Hanford site have now been turned into solid glass. The story new at 6. Officials say the Hanford Waste Treatment Plant received the milestone earlier this month by vitrifying its 100,000th gallon of liquid waste. The process looks like kind of locks the waste in, I should say, into stainless steel containers that are then stored at Hanford's integrated disposal facility. Federal officials say the achievement marks an important step in the massive cleanup effort aimed at protecting the Columbia River and the Tri-Cities. Hanford still holds an estimated 56 million gallons of radioactive and chemical waste in underground tanks. Investigators are looking into the description and desecration of a dead gray whale in Washington. This as concerns grow over a rise in whale strandings. Here's Alex McClune.
Blubber's got to be, what, 4 inches thick?
AW plus KO. Those are the letters left on the side of a gray whale about a day after it washed ashore near Oak Harbor, a violation of the Federal Marine Mammal Protection Act.
That's unconscionable.
Creatures in nature, you shouldn't mess with them, especially if they are dead.
Why would you carve on a tree? Why would you carve on an animal?
Unless we have evidence of who did it, more detail, when it happened, et cetera, it's very hard to, prosecute.
Beach residents called Gary Heinrich when it washed ashore last week. When he and a group of experts went to carry out a necropsy, they discovered the markings in the whale's skin.
I don't want to say it's as tough as a tire on an automobile, but it took some effort depending on what kind of tool they used.
A disturbing sign on a dwindling species that Heinrich has never seen before.
Not to where this was just, to me, blatant desecration.
Heinrich says witnesses later reported people trying to cut baleen from the same whale's mouth. Photos, witnesses, and a time frame have been turned over to state and county investigators. The Federal Marine Mammal Protection Act protects marine species from harassment and disturbances even after death. Violations can carry penalties up to $10,000 and up to 5 years in prison. Gray whales aren't endangered, but their population has fallen to about 13,000.
We're seeing whales in the Bay Area as well that are washing up emaciated and skinny.
Researchers are worried the strandings aren't over. 21 gray whales have washed up on Washington shores so far this year. Scientists believe warming Arctic waters and disruptions to the food chain are preventing whales from getting enough food to sustain their migration.
These are warning signs that something bigger is going to happen if people just don't wake up.
That was Alex McClune reporting. The investigation will continue. Well, today marks 46 years since the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens, which changed the Pacific Northwest forever.
Signs of the devastation were everywhere. The floodplain that had once been the North Fork of the Toodles broadened before us.
On May 18th, Mount St. Helens erupted with the force of hundreds of atomic bombs, killing 57 people and blasting ash across Washington and beyond. Ash from the eruption drifted across central Washington, turning day into night in the city of Yakima, where several inches of ash blanketed the city, shutting down businesses, grounding travel, and leaving residents wearing masks just to go outside. One of the journalists who saw the devastation firsthand was former reporter Bill Diaz. He traveled to the disaster zone in the days after the eruption and tells me the scale of the damage was unlike anything he had ever seen.
You look back decades later. Do you think I'm lucky to be alive?
Oh, gosh, yes. We were like, we couldn't believe it. We found out later that, other people did get swept away, but 57 people died. Some of them were outside the red zone. And as soon as we get there, Toutle is flooded. At one point, we're on the Toutle River Bridge interviewing survivors. The guy said it was like an atom bomb going off, so I got some good video. You had the cleanup to worry about. You had people couldn't drive your cars.
Diaz says the experience left a lasting impact and remains one of the most memorable stories of his career. Today, people across the region are reflecting on the eruption that reshaped the landscape and a generation of Washingtonians. Back on Wednesday, May 18th, 1983, Apple Valley News Now actually produced a 30-minute special titled Return to the Mountain, which aired at 7:30 p.m. on CAP and KVUE TV. Our team spoke with the U.S. Geological Survey, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, biologists, volcano experts, and local residents who all lived through it. You can find that special on YouTube.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And on that, we'll start with our reason to smile. Take a look. This is a current picture of Mount St. Helens. Take a notice at the valley below. The forest is back. You know, that forest was completely gone and devastated. Icy green, and they're calling that a living science experiment that's happening as we speak. So use the QR code on top of your screen and submit your weather photos thanks to Lifetime Dental. Let's take a live look outside now in Pasco. Wow, nice and sunny. Nice evening, 74 degrees. Winds are variable, 5 miles per hour. Humidity at 22% and our sunset at 8:27. Good looking night. Now the winds have picked up a little bit in Yakima and Ellensburg this evening. It's light though elsewhere around the region. So good looking evening so far tonight. That cold front that we've been dealing with is moving on out. That brown line pushing out of the area. We'll have a ridge of high pressure starting to move into the region beginning tomorrow, and you'll start to feel the temperatures warming just a few degrees. Our overnight lows tonight are pretty good. I call these good sleeping temperatures, a little on the cool side, but for us hot sleepers, I like to see those temperatures right there, and that's looking good. Now, daytime highs are going to start increasing. We'll see 70s tomorrow, and then we'll start to see the 80s a little bit later on as we head towards your Memorial Day weekend. 60s down the Yakima and Kittitas Valley. Look at those temperatures. 69 Ellensburg, 68 in Thorpe, 64 Cle Elum. Yakima Valley will see some breezy winds, about 16 miles an hour. 76 in Sela, 77 Toppenish, 75 in Grandview. And in the Columbia Basin, look for a pleasant 73 tomorrow in Connell, 76 Umatilla, 77 Tri-Cities, 75 in Prosser. And the foothills of the Blues, again, we'll see a few light winds picking up in the afternoon, and we're going to be in the lower or upper 60s and lower to mid 70s. Now, winds are going to pick up, and that does make fire danger increase since it is going to be dry. So look for gusty winds in the Ellensburg area. A little bit windier as you move into Yakima on Sunnyside. Winds will be a little lighter into the Columbia Basin, but again, fire danger starting to ramp up as we have officially entered it as a season. For tomorrow night, those lows will be similar, but as you can see, just a little bit warmer, creeping closer to 50 degrees. All right, for the next 7 days, get ready. It's beautiful. 69 with those breezy to gusty winds. Winds will be much nicer on Wednesday in Ellensburg. Then we'll start to see those 70-degree temperatures for a nice long string of a beautiful week heading in to the Memorial Day weekend. All right, extended forecast for Yakima. Also seeing those 70s. We'll see the 80s Thursday and Friday into the weekend, looking pretty pleasant, but again, some breezy to gusty winds. Tri-Cities looks great, a little breezy tomorrow, but 80-degree temps return on Thursday. We hit the mid-80s on Saturday, and then a little bit of a cool down beginning Sunday. Notice the overnight lows are staying pretty decent as well. Hermiston looking good, 70s to the 80s with some breezy winds coming back on the weekend. And for Walla Walla, some breezy winds tomorrow. You'll see 80 degrees in Walla Walla on Saturday. Not a bad looking forecast, Austin. I'm liking the look of lots of clear skies.
I know you were so busy last week, so at least you can kind of calm down
Maybe.
this week. Maybe, yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I mean,
You're
Memorial
jinxing
Day
me, man.
weekend, like you said, though, you know, earlier, it's hit or miss. So.
Yeah, many weekends I've been camping and it's, you know, washed out rain or, you know, snow in the mountains, but no, looking pretty good this weekend.
Okay. Coming up next, a dust storm caught on camera in one part of Washington state. What troopers say about how dangerous those weather events can be.
Here's your reminder about the Working Families Tax Credit, a refund of up to $1,330 back for all qualified workers in Washington, not just families. Get help at www.workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Good things come to those who order my Much Better deals for $4.99. Choose between a Junior Jumbo Jack meal or Junior Chicken Sandwich meal. Some say be the change. I say keep the change. Visit Jack for a chance to win $75K. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Pedals and Payouts continues this May at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. And the Money Tree is back, blooming all weekend long with over $4,000 in cash and free play. Every Friday and Saturday, the money keeps growing until it's won. Then on Saturday, May 30th, 4 grand prize finalists will try to grow their riches over $10,000 in cash and prizes. May is in full bloom only at Wild Horse Resort and Casino.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Home isn't just walls and a roof, it's where hope begins. With Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity, you can build that home together with people who care. Our path to ownership is affordable and supportive, with education and partnership at every step. Wondering if you qualify? Fill out our online application. We are building in Benton and Franklin counties and in Walla Walla. Apply online today. Let's build the place you'll call home.
Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts thanks Shelby's Floral and Hapo Community Credit Union for supporting Bikes for Tykes. If you know a child who needs a bike but can't afford one, click Bikes for Tykes on our website. From Shelby's Floral, Hapo Community Credit Union, and Apple Valley News Now.
Washington workers, you can get a refund of up to $1,330 back on taxes paid last year. See if you qualify and learn how to apply at www.workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
Back now with Check This Out. Washington State Patrol reminding drivers how quickly dust storms can turn dangerous. This video near Spangle shows visibility dropping to near zero in just seconds as troopers worked a crash scene last week. They say if you can safely get off the road, pull completely off the pavement, turn off your lights, and set your emergency brake. If you can't leave the roadway, slow down. Turn on your headlights and hazard lights and use your horn to alert other drivers. State Patrol also says dust storms can form with little warning. No word just yet on any major injuries reported here. Everyone else is signing off, but we're just getting started with the region's only live and local news at 6:30 p.m. Up next, Richland's defending state champions are turning the page. The Bombers named their new leader of their title-winning boys basketball program. That's what you'll see ahead in our 6:30 half hour, so don't go anywhere.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
You got shortness of breath, chest pains, and a cough. Little things wipe you out, you can't shake it off. It might be long COVID. You got chills, brain fog, depression, fever, can't smell, taste, could be long COVID. One more time. No.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through July 31st, receive rebates up to $1,400 off on a new Daikin Fit system when paired with an eligible Daikin ductless system at Bruce Heating and Air. Get ready, Walla Walla. The sweetest season is here. Join us at the ballpark for opening day, June 2nd, as the Walla Walla Sweets hit the field. We're bringing the fun with post-game fireworks, and 1,000 fans will receive a Sweet Stadium clear backpack. Gates open at 6, so mark your calendar, because this season the Sweets are bringing the thrill of baseball back to Walla Walla. Check our website for ticket packages and get your tickets now. Be part of the Walla Walla Sweets experience this season. Let's play ball.
Okay, let's see what else. Well, there's me catching the bouquet.
Yeah. Remind me why that happened again?
Nobody told me the rules.
Anniversaries are special, so we're offering a special jackpot package with a dining credit, blackjack coupons, discount room upgrade, and more. See website for details. Only at Northern Quest. 25 years bold.
Here in the Valley, caring for what matters most is simply a part of who we are. Because women's health isn't just one moment in life, it's every chapter. Preventative screenings and care designed for women at every stage of life. From first visits to motherhood and beyond, thoughtful care from the people who call this valley home. We're here for every step along the way. Start your journey today at kvhealthcare.org, your home for women's health.
I met a cute poodle outside. She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free.
When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free. Hello? That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
Call 853-2222.
And White Mike, good evening, everybody.
To make great newscasts, you need great resources and an experienced team.
We begin tonight with breaking news coming up.
Wendy Redmond has been a leader in broadcast news for more than 20 years. She breaks big stories, produces special reports that make a difference, and digs deeper to bring the news that matters home to you each day on Apple Valley News Now.
It's sometimes dramatic, but always informative.
Wendy Redmond, only one station. We're Apple Valley News Now, and we're on your side.
Always on your side.
Here's what's happening right now on the region's only live and local news at 6:30 p.m. 4 Washington State pilots are alive after a midair crash just outside Boise, Idaho. We'll show you how they walked away with only minor injuries. Plus, it is a controversial new law, the millionaire's tax. What opponents are doing to fight it. That and more right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
Hope you had a great weekend. Thanks for joining us. I am Austin Reed. Let's kick things off with First Alert's Stacy Lee live in our weather center. It doesn't look like the Dust Devils are playing tonight.
Not tonight, but still a nice view out on the stadium. And you can see the clouds looking good. Speaking of this weekend, Saturday, no bueno. I went into the grocery store and it was sprinkling. I came out, it was pouring rain, and this man walked by and says, "What?" And I said, "Well, I did warn you." Sunday, much nicer. And going forward, we're going to see nice weather just like this. 74 degrees, clear skies in the Tri-Cities. A few, I call them Bob Ross clouds. They're happy little clouds out there. 75 is your feels like, and your humidity at 22%. Next 12 hours looking good. We're going to drop down into the 40s, but a pretty pleasant evening. I call those good sleeping temperatures. A little bit breezy in the Kittitas Valley and Yakima, seeing some light breezes. Much nicer as you get into the Columbia Basin. Temperatures just about perfect in my personal opinion. All right, so the cold front that we're dealing with this weekend moves out of the way. We have a ridge of high pressure building, much warmer temperatures, and you'll start to feel the warm up slightly tomorrow. We also will have some gusty winds moving through our mountain gaps like Ellensburg, a little bit in Yakima, slight winds in the Columbia Basin, but overall mild breezes tonight, nice valley winds increasing tomorrow. Warming trend, we'll see some 80-degree temperatures coming back to the region, and then get ready for a really nice mild week ahead. Austin?
All right, Stacey, we'll see in just a bit. Well, naval aviators parachuted to safety yesterday after 2 fighter jets collided during an air show. It happened near Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho. The 4 pilots were Washington-based Navy crew members from Naval Air Station Whidbey Island. New at 6:30, Reed Binion reports.
A road closure, a smoking field, and a massive burn scar. The aftermath of a fiery crash during an air show in Idaho Sunday, about 2 miles from Mountain Home Air Force Base, roughly 50 miles southeast of Boise. That explosion on the ground occurring moments after 2 fighter jets collided in the sky.
We were actually watching 2 planes right in front of us, doing, the air show and watching them for quite a while.
The mid-air crash happened on the second day of the Gunfighter Skies air show.
We didn't actually see the collision happen, but we did see, the aftermath. We, of course, started looking at the road, and that's when we saw that big black plume of smoke behind us.
Officials say all 4 crew members involved in the crash ejected and were able to parachute to safety. First responders mounted a swift response to the fiery aftermath of the crash. The base went on lockdown after the incident. And according to the Mountain Home Police Department, the remainder of the air show was canceled. The Mountain Home Air Force Base gunfighters released a statement confirming emergency responders were on scene. According to the statement, an investigation is underway and more details will be released as they become available. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
So again, the 4 members of the air crew from Washington have been listed as stable. Other news tonight, a Yakima lawyer is suspended 18 months after the Washington Supreme Court finds he violated multiple professional conduct rules. Adam Andrew Sandoval admits to failing his clients in a parenting plan case. The Washington State Bar Association says Sandoval charged unreasonable fees and failed to communicate with his client about the case. The lawyer also failed to refund unearned fees and provided inaccurate information during the disciplinary investigation. The suspension takes effect April 20th and covers violations including lack of diligence, poor communication, and conduct that harms the administration of justice. Volunteers with Let's Go Washington were outside Walmart in Kennewick this past weekend collecting signatures in an effort to stop a proposed state income tax in the state. The group says the measure would create a new tax on personal income and argues it would place a financial burden on working families and small businesses. Supporters of the proposal say a state income tax would help stabilize funding for public schools and essential services while making the tax system more fair. We asked John Dureski, a Democrat who's running for Congress in District 4, what his thoughts are on the matter.
And I've read books about tax policy. And a millionaire's tax in one state does create an incentive for some people to leave. Therefore, I would rather see that tax at a national level. As for Washington, though, I understand why they did it. And I do
you think there's a better way?
I do think there's a better way.
In Kennewick alone, over 100 people signed the petition. Booths were set up in other Tri-City locations. Organizers tell us they plan to continue gathering signatures across the state in the coming weeks. The Union Gap School District and the City of Union Gap are teaming up to improve safety around the school. Officials say the project includes sidewalk and road upgrades to make the area more walkable. The improvements are tied to the district's new gymnasium, now under construction. Leaders say with more students and community members expected to use the facility, pedestrian safety is a top priority.
So that's another thing that's exciting here too. We're trying to improve the walkability of the area because it is a school. We're trying to keep it as safe as possible, so that's happening.
District leaders tell us that the improvements are expected to help create a better experience for both students and community members using the campus. The reigning state champion Richland High School boys basketball team has a new head coach, Will Berghardt. Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable talked with the new coach about replacing a legend.
When Earl Streufert retired after winning the state championship, it was clear Richland had big shoes to fill. The head coach for 27 seasons, Streufert won 492 games, the most in Richland history. But his replacement has been found. 27-year-old Will Burghardt ushers in a new era for the Bombers.
Still going to be Richland basketball, right? We're going to wear the striped pants. We're gonna have all the same traditions, same values. We might run a little bit of different stuff. Obviously, there's going to be a different person on the sideline instead of Streufert, but the expectations are there, right? You're going to play hard. You're going to play together. You're going to play fast, and we're going to have a ton of success and a ton of fun.
Burghardt has been the head coach of Newport High School in Oregon for the past 3 seasons and was named the Oregon West Coach of the Year this season. The 4 years prior to his arrival, Newport missed the playoffs. That was never the case in his 3 years as head coach.
We were really able to have a ton of success a lot faster than probably a lot of people expected, and even I expected heading into Newport.
A successful playing career as well. In high school at Mark Morris, he was an all-state player in Washington. In college, Burghardt played at Hawaii High-Low, Linfield, and finished his career at Washington State. Burghardt's wife, Sydney, graduated from Richland High School, so Burghardt is very familiar with the team.
I love when there's expectations. I love when there's a community that supports you. I love when there's kids that want to be in the gym, they want to get better, they have pride in what they do. So that's something that excites me more than, makes me nervous or makes me feel any type of doubt. I feel like it's only going to get better. I don't see why it can't stop or why it's going to stop.
Richland has won the Mid-Columbia Conference 5 years in a row, only losing 1 conference game in that time span. Taking the reins of one of the most dominant programs in the state, eyes will be drawn to the sidelines to see if the Bombers can continue their historic success. In Richland, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
Burghardt becomes just the 7th coach in the past 80 seasons for Richland. Also, at just 27 years old, he becomes the youngest head coach in school history. Still ahead on Apple Valley News Now, live at 6:30, why the Washington State Department of Health says they are working on 2 hantavirus investigations. And Memorial Day weekend is coming up. Stacey Lee is back next with your full First Alert weather forecast. Stay right here.
Only one station is on your side.
One station.
Apple Valley News Now.
We're here for those who build America. If that's who you are, you value what we value, and you should pay what we pay.
Board-certified orthopedic surgeon Dr. Sam Strebel provides the full spectrum of orthopedic care.
A lot of times when I talk to patients, they're in so much pain that they can't do their hobbies. We can use the machine to balance the knee before we make any bony resections, and then that will hopefully translate to a faster recovery and a better, more natural feeling knee.
To learn more about services including robotic joint replacement at Prosser Orthopedic Center, visit prosserhealth.org.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through July 31st, receive rebates up to $1,400 off on a new Daikin Fit system when paired with an eligible Daikin ductless system at Bruce Heating and Air.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Ready to refresh your home for less? At the Tri-County Partners Habitat store, find home upgrades, electrical, lighting, flooring, furniture, outdoor pavers, and more at affordable prices. And new this season, we design and sell custom cabinets. Best of all, every purchase supports Habitat's mission, helping build homes for local families. Great prices, greater purpose. Visit the Habitat store today. Your next project starts here.
This Memorial Day, we pause. At Sunset Gardens, more than 1,200 flags align our pathways as our community comes together to remember, honor, and reflect. Begin your weekend with us on Sunday with complimentary hot dogs and time to gather. Then on Monday at 11, experience a special ceremony featuring Major General William West Sousa and a Gold Star tribute with Alexandra Macaulay. Stay for live music, family activities, hot dogs, and snow cones following the program. This Memorial Day, be part of something meaningful.
The Inland Northwest is a vibrant community, rich in tradition and pride. And Culligan has a long history of providing custom solutions to address the area's water worries, like nitrates, bacteria, and PFAS. Culligan, water you love since 1936.
Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts thanks Shelby's Floral and Hapo Community Credit Union for supporting Bikes for Tykes. If you know a child who needs a bike but can't afford one, click Bikes for Tykes on our website. From Shelby's Floral, Hapo Community Credit Union, and Apple Valley News Now.
We're here for those who build America. If that's who you are, you value what we value, and you should pay what we pay.
Thanks for staying with us. The Washington State Department of Health says they are working on 2 hantavirus investigations alongside local and federal partners. Officials say one person was exposed to the MV Hondius outbreak, and the second is unrelated to that cruise ship. They add the 2 cases are not connected and involve 2 different strains of the virus. Also in health news, the Trump administration has removed key regulations against so-called forever chemicals, or PFAS. The regulations were put in place to help protect drinking water from dangerous cancer-causing substances. Today, the EPA announced plans to rescind and restart regulations on 4 types of forever chemicals. In addition to the new regulations, drinking water systems can now petition for an extra 2 years to comply. The new extension deadline is 2031.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And we start out our Monday with some sunshine, some breezy winds, but overall a beautiful Monday, almost in the book. 65 degrees in Ellensburg, humidity at 30%. It's been a little breezy. We're seeing those winds from the west-northwest at 22 miles an hour, and they're gusting a little bit more than that, up to 34 miles an hour. A little bit breezy tonight in Yakima as well. Much lighter winds moving down the Yakima Valley into the Columbia Basin and foothills of the Blues. All right, that cold front, that brown line, bye-bye, it's going away. We're going to have a ridge of high pressure start to develop, which is going to bring warmer temperatures gradually and then kind of hanging around and being pretty comfortable. Overnight tonight, you're going to be in the 30s and 40s in the Kittitas Valley with those winds gusting up to 35 miles an hour. So a little breezy there. Down into the Yakima Valley, winds peaking in around 25 mile an hour gusts, but temperatures in the lower to middle 40s. In the Columbia Basin, we're mostly in the middle 40s. Winds much lighter, so good looking night with clear skies. Go look at the stars. Lower 40s to mid 40s in the foothills of the Blues, and light winds at 10 miles per hour. Going forward, our highs stay in the 70s, gradually moving into the 80s a little bit later as we head towards the big Memorial Day weekend. For tomorrow, we're going to track some gusty to breezy winds with gusts up to 45 miles an hour here in the Kittitas Valley with temperatures in the 60s. 70s, beautiful day in Yakima tomorrow. Winds from the west around 16 miles an hour. Columbia Basin also looking pretty nice, a little bit warmer than the Yakima Valley. Temperatures hovering under 80 degrees. Winds from the southwest at 20, and in the foothills a little bit cooler than the Columbia Basin with the lower upper 60s to lower 70s. All right, the winds are the big concern tomorrow. Again, we're dry, as you saw over the weekend. Fire season is definitely here. Gusty winds in the Kittitas Valley into the Yakima Valley. A little bit lighter, but even winds at 15 to 20 miles an hour. If there's any fire starts, they could spread rapidly. 7-day planner, look for the high winds there. Breezy on Wednesday, looking much nicer. And then look at the rest of the week in Ellensburg. Just nice weather as we head towards the big holiday weekend. Yakima also some beautiful days ahead. A few clouds lingering around tomorrow, but really clear skies and some breezy winds coming back on Saturday and Sunday. For the Tri-Cities, we stay in the 70s, hovering just below 80 on Wednesday. Then we'll see those 80s return as we head right back into the weekend. Overnight lows in the 40s and 50s, so excellent looking forecast. I love Hermiston this week too. Nice weather there, lower 80s into Saturday, cooling down slightly on Sunday. So some nice looking weather there. Again, watching for the breezy winds in our dry vegetation and our dry conditions around the region. Walla Walla also looking good, finally getting up close to 80 by Friday. Saturday hitting 80 and then backing back down. Now, little caveat, it's a little far off, but the weather models are like fighting about early next week.
Okay.
So there are some systems coming through. More than likely is not going to bring precip,
okay,
but maybe some breezy winds from time to time.
So stay with us.
When the models fight, then, you know, gives me something to do.
We're a few days away. So.
There we go.
All right, coming up next, a gangster rapper is coming to Kennewick. We'll tell you when, and Yakima police rescue some kittens. So stay with us.
At Prosser Digestive Health Center, find expert care close to home. Services include colonoscopy screenings, care for swallowing problems and esophageal motility disorders, GERD, celiac disease, and nutrition-related GI conditions. To schedule an appointment, call Prosser Digestive Health Center, 509-786-5599, or learn more at prosserhealth.org. Digestive health close to home. This is how we care.
Bathfitter knows what you're looking for. The perfect style for your bath remodel with the look of tile you want. New textures, shapes, and styles. Works with your budget? Low maintenance. With no messy grout to clean. Quality and beauty that lasts, backed by a lifetime warranty. Sounds like Bathfitter styles are your match. And with new designs, now there's even more to love. Time to set a date. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Pedals and Payouts continues this May at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. And the Money Tree is back, blooming all weekend long with over $4,000 in cash and free play. Every Friday and Saturday, the money keeps growing until it's won. Then on Saturday, May 30th, 4 grand prize finalists will try to grow their riches over $10,000 in cash and prizes. May is in full bloom only at Wild Horse Resort and Casino.
Hey, why are dishes always getting water spots?
From Culligan.com, hard water. Mom!
Yeah. Hey, Culligan.
Heard you've got water problems. We got you covered.
Request your free in-home water test today.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you could save big with up to $3,200 in utility and cool cash rebates available this spring. At Total Energy Management, we will ensure your house is the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
Injured in a car crash? The insurance company can sure make you feel small. When you choose the heavy hitter, you get big help and big results. Injured in a car wreck? Big thanks. Get big help. Call me.
Call 853-2222.
Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert. Only one station. Apple Valley News Now.
On your side. All right, time now for What's Trending. We're going to go local this hour. Kennewick is turning up the volume this summer.
That's right. Rap legend Ice-T is heading to the Benton Franklin Fair for a special performance on August 28th. He's going to take the stage as part of the Art of Rap during the Hayden Homes Summer Concert Series. He'll be joined by DJ Evil E, is that right?
E, yeah.
And DJ Kev Rockwell.
Yeah,
Ice-T, you know how much I know about rap, I guess. He was a big, he defined gangster rap back in the 80s and 90s, also had become a household name for his role. This is how I know him, Law and Order Special Victims Unit. That's how I know him.
Tickets go on sale May 22nd. Other fair concerts include Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, and Skillet. The Benton Franklin Fair runs August 25th through the 29th in Kennewick. Not a bad lineup.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah. All right, new tonight, a litter of kittens is safe after being found hiding inside a Yakima police patrol car.
What? Yakima police say officers heard kitten cries coming from the undercarriage of a vehicle that had been taken out of service for maintenance Officers then discovered an entire litter born inside a small compartment under the car. Police say one stubborn kitten refused to come out, so employees at a South First Street Jiffy Lube helped with the rescue.
All of the kittens have now been placed with Underground Community Cat Rescue. So good news there.
Very good.
The kittens are safe.
And it's, you know what that reminded me? It's almost
What?
fair season.
I know.
That's
I
kicking
know.
off. So if
Yeah.
anybody likes the fair, that's coming up soon.
Yep.
All right, stick around. We'll see what this holiday week and weekend and weather is looking like as we come right back.
Sometimes the biggest move is playing it small.
Yippee-yi-yay, tasty Smash Jack sliders. Yippee-yi-yo, try my Smash Jack sliders.
Try my new Smash Jack sliders.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
How about this? Heads, you go to Northern Quest. Tails, you go to Northern Quest. For the $70,000 coin flip frenzy. Just play daily with your Camus Rewards card to rack up entries and earn 4 times entries every Tuesday. Then you could be flipping your way to $35 grand in cash on May 28th. The $70,000 coin flip frenzy. Only at Northern Quest.
The Tempur-Pedic Breeze makes sleep feel cool and comfortable. So no more sweating all night or blasting the air conditioning. Because the Tempur-Breeze pulls heat away from your body, so the mattress feels up to 10 degrees cooler all night long. Save up to $1,000 on select Tempur-Pedic Split King sleep systems and get 72-month no-interest financing during our Memorial Day sale at More Furniture. Visit us today.
Get ready, Walla Walla. The sweetest season is here. Join us at the ballpark for opening day, June 2nd, as the Walla Walla Sweets hit the field. We're bringing the fun with post-game fireworks, and 1,000 fans will receive a Sweet Stadium clear backpack. Gates open at 6, so mark your calendar, because this season the Sweets are bringing the thrill of baseball back to Walla Walla. Check our website for ticket packages and get your tickets now. Be part of the Walla Walla Sweets experience this season. Let's play ball.
My mind felt hazy and gray. I couldn't follow conversations. It was like I was in a fog. I was sleeping way too much. I was missing out on activities with my family. I felt underwater. Now I know it was depression. Recognizing my symptoms and finding support helped me manage it. Learn more about your symptoms at seehowifeel.org.
Why suffer through painful heartburn longer than necessary? For effective relief, nothing works faster than Alka-Seltzer. The effervescent formula begins neutralizing acid in seconds to effectively relieve heartburn fast. Try Alka-Seltzer.
Taking care of your mental health is important. If you are working at home, have an end time for your work schedule and stick to it. Get more at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Mental health services at Prosser Memorial Health's primary care clinics. Visit prosserhealth.org.
Good things come to those who order my Much Better deals for $4.99. Choose between a Junior Jumbo Jack meal or Junior Chicken Sandwich meal. Some say be the change. I say keep the change. Visit Jack for a chance to win $75K.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
And yes, we're back to talk about this beautiful forecast this week. I'm so excited. I've been this excited about a forecast in a long time because I see sunshine, those 70s, and just hitting 80 is like my perfect jam for weather. I know a little warm for you, but
that's okay. I can do 80.
I like 80. Sorry. All right, let's take a look at our big headlines first. The beautiful clouds in that photograph. That was a viewer photo there. All right, mostly sunny with highs in the 70s and 80s, like I just said. We don't see really any chances of precip coming our way. Now, the only thing we need to be concerned with is some wind that we're going to be dealing with tomorrow in the valleys, like, you know, anywhere where there's mountain gaps. It should be kind of breezy there. And then again on Saturday, where we could see the return of some winds. Verdicts out on any systems moving through, but so far the week's looking good. Tonight, gorgeous, starry night, breezy winds, and temps in the 40s. So good sleeping temperatures outside. For your forecast tomorrow, that slight little warm up, or excuse me, Tuesday. Oh, I skipped tomorrow. Or tomorrow is Tuesday. You know what, Austin?
It's a Monday.
It's a Monday.
Yes,
I can't figure out what
know.
day I'm on. Gonna see a slight warm up, and then those winds are the only thing out of place for a perfect Tuesday. Wednesday, there it is. You'll see even warmer temperatures, but weather's looking great, and those winds will be much more negotiable on Wednesday. So enjoy the beautiful couple of days ahead.
Hoping your news is good news.
Happy Monday.